keeps strange hours.
Wait, I'm sorry, who does?
Neighbor in my building.
Super late nights?
No, just like inconsistent, erratic. Mostly at night though, yeah. He keeps to himself, like exclusively. He gives off, honestly, kind of a weird vibe.
This dude's like aggressive? Is he big-doggin people?
No, not exactly. Like, I've run into him a couple times. I've been in the elevator with him. He's exceptionally polite and courteous, but like he'll talk with this obviously fake British accent, and he wears like the exact same thing every single time that he's ever been outside of his apartment. He's got like these pants that he's had forever, probably. Like it looks like they're made out of a tarp, and then they're patched up with all these, these different fabrics. And so it's like he's walking around wearing a quilt. So he's like, he's not a mean guy by any stretch, but, he obviously doesn't want to deal with anybody, which, fair enough, because, mostly these fucking assholes suck anyway.
Oh, I gotcha. So, an eccentric, perhaps?
Yeah, something like that.
So what's his deal then? You said you talked to him a few times, right?
Honestly, I don't really know. He's pretty sparse on details. So, I know he's living off some sort of settlement, like a workers' comp type deal. Because, near as I can tell, he's mostly in his apartment just doing super weird shit, all the time.
Was it like science experiments?
If I had to guess, I would say he's getting super fucked up and doing, rituals, or some sort of, hedonistic Dionysium sort of thing by himself. The soundproofing here is pretty good, thankfully.
Oh, yeah. Guy at the other end of the hall, right? That guy?
Yeah, exactly. I can't remember the guy's name, but yes, I very much, exactly, the guy, yeah. But yeah, so you can hear the faint outline of whatever wild-ass music this guy's listening to if you go near the door, and under the door there's always some weird sort of colored light, green, orange, so it seems like he has his apartment, decked out in some sort of wild-ass way. And he's got all these groovy lights, and he just gets at it in some sort of capacity. As I say, I've seen him in the hall a few times when he goes out to get food, I guess. I don't know what he does. But as far as I can tell, no one else really comes to visit him or anything. He's usually just kind of out there. When I've seen him outside, it's 2 in the morning. Jesus.
Crazy. Well, hey, here's hoping the mystery can be revealed someday.
Yeah, fingers crossed. Saturday, though technically Sunday now. The long amble home. When I was younger, I used to be unsettled and weary of these pre-dawn walks. The cacophony of the day, jarring and unpleasant as it can be, had its own rhythm, had a pulse. And my humanity, in opposition to it, helped me to ground myself. But now there is no rhythm, just the rustling of leaves in the breeze. Now there is no cacophony, but there is only absence, save the occasional passing car. But now I've learned to listen. I have developed my moonlit vision, and now there is no better time than the city at pre-dawn. It is its own city. It is its own time, on its own plane, given over to the squirrels and rabbits, owls and birds who spend the day in hiding. Capital moves when we sleep, still churning onward, masticating more and more of life and time. but it has no substance at night, malingering in the clouds and through the cables laid deep underground. We are its agents and retainers, who pull its currents from the ether and hurl lightning bolts at the earth and at each other. But when we sleep, the streets revert to the glens and dales that once grew before being flattened by our grids. And now life pantomimes those formerly sun-long reveries. The trees and the grasses strain upwards, taking the moonlight for the sun, wrenching specks of nutrients. The animals dance about in the street, instincts leading them to where brooks and streams once flowed. And having learned to listen and develop this late-night vision, I've also learned to move through these different planes, to integrate myself within this shadow world, to somehow convey that I merely wish to pass through. And they no longer run from me, but instead, it seems, they give me brief acknowledgement, truly see me as well. And, so it seems, we can have the faintest of direct spiritual communication. And as drunk as I am, I don't stumble, but I am buoyed and refreshed, clearer-headed than any other time. And having learned to listen, to truly see, to weave myself within these different planes, now I see him on. The frayed and drab patchwork of his clothes are now luminous and brilliant. He is a walking kaleidoscope. I see him mostly in the park, just up the block from the apartment complex, booming silent and darkly above. It is clear that he has been moving through these planes for a long time. He emanates and vibrates at the same frequency as the moonlight. He roars out a silent song, the wind within a whisper. The foxes yield and rest at his feet. The birds drift and flutter to his song. I pass him on the path through the park. I don't know if we speak to each other. I don't know if we look at each other. But I hear the song. I see the many vibrant colors. And I see the golden lines drawn across the sky. And I yearn to dance upon them. Follow the starry path.